That's my baby sister. You supposed to help me. When I ask you for some money, just give it to me.
She said, I'm finna come beat you up. Her nail goes up my nose, and my nose starts bleeding.
She was getting in my face like this.
Tabitha was adopted. I need to teach her a lesson.
I knew she was going to come after me.
So there's no real contract, you're saying, because you're 17?
Yeah.
We have sisters, right?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't remember me? You don't remember
Lies,
me?
Danielle.
You don't remember me?
You see she's crazy?
Dummy. You basically ruined my life. But for you to steal from me, your own flesh and blood, I really don't care.
You don't love her?
Honestly, I don't. I still love you. You're my sister.
This is Judge Jerry Springer.
You know, Jerry, it's always tough to watch families feud.
That's a different show.
Yeah, but on this show, we have no shortage. Families do fight.
Yeah, but in this case, the sisters didn't just have a feud, they had a full-on tussle. Take a look.
I'm bringing my sister Erica here and suing her for emotional distress and assault, and a loan I gave her because when I borrow her money, she doesn't give it back, and she lies about what she's using it for. Our relationship over the years is not the best. We get into altercations and arguments. So by me being a little sister, I try to help out as much as I can, but sometimes she lies about what the reasoning for those loans and money I give her.
She want to know what you need it for, what you got to do with it. Yeah, sometimes I lie. I lie, yes I do, because I'm grown. I'm raising your niece and nephews. They don't want for nothing. So if I ask you for some money, why you want to know what I want and need it for? Why you want to know what I want to do with it?
That's why I'm bringing her to court today, because she says she's getting the money to provide for my nieces and nephews, but it doesn't go towards that.
What do you think the money goes to?
Buying weed. She loves to smoke weed a lot.
I ask Brittany all the time, oh, you need something, you want something? And she always say, I'm good. That's her favorite word. I'm good, I'm good. Sister, you okay? You need gas, you need money?
That's a lie.
I'm good, I'm good.
That's a lie.
I'm good.
I never say I'm good. I never say that.
She always
say
she's
When I find out
good.
what she's using the money for, I
Hang
always
on, man.
tell her
Hang
to
on,
pay
man.
me
Let
back.
her finish. Let her finish.
What happened with the fight, Erica?
So she got upset.
Right.
She cussed me out over the phone, and she called me all B's and out of my name, and she said, well, I'm coming over there, and I'm finna come beat you up. Judge Jerry, she walked all the way to my house just to assault me, and she slaps my glasses off my face. She slaps them off my face like this, and they fall.
Yeah.
And when she slaps them off, we start fighting. So she pulled my hair and she scratched me. And as she's scratching me, we go against the wall. And so I'm pulling her hair also. We get to the dining room and I flip her, I try to push her over the couch.
Pull my tracks out.
This is my old show. Do you guys physically fight a lot?
Judge, it was not a fight, it was a tussle. It was not
a
fight,
tussle.
Judge, okay?
I'm sorry,
Yes,
I
it was
should
a
have said
tussle.
tussle.
I did not
Okay.
assault her. Brittany was jumping in. I'm your big sister. When I say goes, you get in my face. She was getting in my face like this. She put out all my hair. All of my hair was at my mom and her house. And they was sure going to get together.
You lost your hair?
All of my hair, but like 2 tracks. She put it all out for me. Put it out.
Yeah.
Well, we was tussling,
Okay.
and that's how we got out.
So you were going to her place clearly with the idea of at least having a tussle.
I just would like to say that after that happened, I was really hurt because when me and my sister get into altercations,
I'd like to see you apologize.
Judge, I apologize to my sister. She done gave me more money. We done talked, we done did things together and everything. You know, our relationship is better. Our relationship is better now.
I would like to see, as I'm sure everyone watching would like to see you two sisters get along. I mean, that is a relationship that no one else can really interfere with. No one else is really ever going to be closer to you than your blood sister.
I love my sister. She know that.
Yeah, I believe you both love each other. I really do. You're angry, and you're angry enough to, whether it's a fight, a tussle, but there's love there, and this is nuts that this has to come to court. This is family. You just work this stuff out. This kind of stuff cannot go on, that you have to figure out a different way to deal with your differences, and there's a different way to ask for the money. Think about how you can make each other happy, not how you can win the next fight. So I find for the plaintiff in the sum of $500.
Moving forward, I feel like we should just be sisters and you shouldn't be obligated to feel like I owe you any money. If you're willing to ask, I can consider it, but my money is not yours, and we should just focus on being sisters instead of trying to fight over money.
You know, Judge, do you think it's harder for sisters to get along when they're closer in age?
No, but I think it's harder to get along when you sue your own sister, and these sisters can't get a break. That'll make a lot more sense once you see this case. You see, it's about a car and their brakes, so they can't catch a break.
Ah, I see what you did there, Judge. I like it.
I'm suing my sister for the brake repair for my mom's vehicle for $455 for a 2012 Chevy Equinox.
And you're charging her to fix the brakes. Why?
Because she drove the car for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
And said that she would pay for the brakes.
I didn't even know she was getting the brakes done.
Tabitha was adopted, so there's 32 years difference between us.
Between you and sister, okay.
Right, and I need to teach her a lesson. That
What
she
lesson
said that
is
she would
that?
pay for the brakes, and therefore she needs to pay for them.
The lesson you're teaching her is to pay for the brakes. Why?
Because she drove the car.
So she
And
drove the car, so you're saying if you're going to have the
I only had a
enjoyment of
permit at the
driving the
time.
car, then you ought to pay for the upkeep, is what you're...
Correct.
She says you agreed to pay to fix the brakes?
I did when I was 17 only to get her off the back because I knew she was going to come after me.
So there's no real contract, you're saying, because you're 17?
Yeah.
In other words, you can't make a contract with a minor? Now, just as a family, she's your loving sister. She's buying a car, which at that age, that's a lot
a
of
nice car.
responsibility to take on, $8,000.
She told me that she was going to pay for the brakes.
It just seems small within a family to say to a younger sister, I'm suing you for $445. This is my big sister saying, I'm going to teach her a lesson. I don't know what the lesson really is. You know what? It's going to be a bunch of bitterness where a big sister didn't say, forget it. She's your sister.
I agree. I agree with what it is that you're saying. At the same time, I can't afford $455 every time one of the girls decides that they need their brakes fixed. So they told me that they would pay for the brakes. So I just expected that that's what they would do.
Okay, all right, that's a fair answer. That's a fair answer. What about that? I like you guys. I want it to work out, and I'm just saying, why don't you split it? Why don't you split it?
I offered to pay for half, and she was not happy with that. She wanted the full amount and only the full amount.
I'll fine for the plaintiff for half the amount, $227.
Can you just tell me the lesson I was supposed to learn?
The lesson that you were supposed to learn, honey, is that you are your name. And when you make a promise that you're going to follow through.
And where was your promise with me?
What promise was that?
To be by my side through
I
everything.
have always been by your side. Always.
Okay.
Always been by your side, haven't I?
No, not once. Not when Mom was in the hospital. Not when I was alone.
When you needed somebody, I always came.
No, only if it was in your favor.
You know, Judge, these next two sisters take fight into a whole nother level.
Yeah, but I mean, they call each other names I've never even heard of. What's a gardener?
I'll explain, Judge, while you guys take a look.
We're here today because I'm suing the defendant,
Yeah.
this bum, this loser, my sister. I'm suing her over this phone and this bill because she's jealous, she's vindictive, she's ungrateful, she's a hater, she irresponsible. You want me to keep going down the list, or that's good?
Sounds like you love her.
Yeah, I love her a lot. And
Okay.
so what happened was I got a phone for her in my name,
Yes.
added her to my account.
Yes.
Because her credit was too poor for her to get one without a high deposit.
Okay.
So as a good sister, I put her on the line.
Okay, so you're two on the same phone plan.
Yes. So, you know, we're on the line together. She has her phone, doing her gardening activities or whatever she does.
Yeah.
And just for the record, gardening is actually a term her baby father came up with her for, because she's a hoe. You know what she tells me? I'm not gonna pay the phone bill.
I did not say that. My sister is petty and crazy. Her and I got in a dispute.
Yes.
She said, I'm gonna turn your cell phone off. So she disconnected the phone prematurely, okay? So I stopped paying it because I cannot use the phone.
Here's what I want to know. When you had the phone shut off, had you already stopped making payments?
No.
Yes.
What was
She
the
just
date?
said she shut the phone off.
The bill was due November 12th.
Okay.
Now, I admit she's being pretty much of a stickler, but 8 days later, you are calling the phone company to get her phone shut off just because she's 8 days late in reimbursing you for the payment?
She said she wasn't going to pay it.
Now, let me just deal with this.
She said she wasn't going to pay it.
There is a concept called anticipatory breach.
Okay.
If she has good reason to believe that you're not going to pay anymore,
Okay.
then before she gets deeper and deeper in debt, she has the right to break whatever agreement you guys have.
I'm not paying for a
Gardner.
phone that I
All right,
can't
relax,
use.
Okay.
So I'm not paying for a phone that I can't use.
I can't repair the damage that you two are doing to your relationship, and I assume you've had fights in your life.
You know,
before.
Jerry, me and Jody actually used to be cool. We used to be
I
tight.
know. Obviously, you would not pay a bill after it was cut off. I get
You
that.
got it.
The question is, what did you owe for the time period while the phone was still on?
I think roughly
And-
$500. That's including the phone.
And that is what you're being sued for.
But you see how irresponsible
You see
and stupid
everyone?
she is?
Okay.
She knows
She's
nothing
crazy?
about money. Oh,
Okay.
just turn it back
I'm
on.
taking
After this
a-
and that, it costs money.
I am taking a 5-minute recess.
Is anything wrong with me, you guys? Don't I look good?
Look at her stomach. She's a gardener, y'all. Her own baby father called her a gardener.
Right.
That girl called, told him
Okay.
how you was in there sloppy
Right.
drunk, looking stupid all over her bar.
Okay.
You don't remember me? You don't remember
Lies,
me?
Danielle.
You don't remember me, Elle?
Lies.
Gardener.
Lies. No one
I don't
likes
want to
you.
be in mom's house. I have my own
Ladies,
house.
Listen.
I bought 2
Who gets
houses.
their own-
All right, the judge is deciding.
That floor one?
Ma'am,
Bye.
the
Okay.
judge is speaking now.
Yeah.
Look, right now, considering the case that is before me, I have no choice but to find in favor of the plaintiff for $510.
Thank you.
I told you I was going to win.
No one said you were
I
gonna
always
win.
beat you at everything, Jody.
Thank you, Judge.
You remain
I
at the
always
stand.
beat you at
Both of
everything.
remain
The
at the
plaintiff
stand.
won. That's me. You see how dumb she is? She don't even know the difference between plaintiff and defendant. You can't beat me in nothing.
You lucky show, because I would drag that weave out your hair.
It ain't weed, bald-headed hoe.
Okay.
You just mad you ain't got this hair. That was like my best friend at one point.
I wish her the best of luck. I hope she gets the medicine and the help she needs.
I would never, ever, ever be cool with her again. Never. I'm glad this is over.
I want nothing to ever do with her ever again.
You know, Judge, some childhood wounds really run deep.
Yeah, these sisters had it rough.
Take a look.
We have the plaintiff, Nissa Williams,
Yes.
and you are suing, your sister.
Yes.
Okay, Nashima Green.
Nashima.
Nashima. Okay, for $3,400, you're saying for fraud due to misuse of your debit card.
Yes. First off, Your Honor, I'll start by saying that our relationship when we were younger, we were tight like this.
Yeah.
Because our parents worked a lot and we didn't really have adults around us, so she basically was my mom. She put her childhood on hold just to take care of me.
Yeah.
And we were very close. But now, as we got older, I just feel like she doesn't like me. Like I'm only good enough if I'm able to buy her something or give her money. And that's just extremely heartbreaking to me because I looked up to her.
We were close, but, I had no choice. As I got older, I started to think about so many sacrifices I made, and I just don't think it's fair. I mean, that's my sister, yes, but she didn't have to make any type of sacrifices. I did, so I feel like everything that she has, she owes me, and that's just how I feel.
So you both agree that you played a big role in her
Yes,
growing
I
up.
did.
Yeah.
You're my sister. You're supposed to, family does that for each other. You make me feel like
Nobody
you don't even
did anything for me, so I really don't care.
But you're my
You don't
older
love her?
sister.
I mean, I do love her, but I don't like her. I mean,
But I did nothing to you. I look up to you. You're my hero.
whatever.
You was.
I'm sorry, but whatever. No one felt bad for me. I had no choice.
She called me up and she let me know that her boyfriend kicked her out because she was cheating and lying, and it's not a surprise. But I didn't have any problem with her staying with me until they hashed things out. I had no problem. Like, I have a big heart, and my thing is I never forgot anything that
You shouldn't have a problem with me staying with you because I expected you to say yes. That's why I called you.
I sent her to the grocery store to get some items that, you know, we was missing, and I was like, hey, just get some things for yourself too.
You gave her the card to go out and get some items as you were making dinner.
Exactly. So she comes back with the groceries, and, you know, I'm just preoccupied cooking, and I'm like, go ahead, just put it on my dresser, the card. I wake up in the morning, she's nowhere to be found. Like, you stole my card, you're going to Macy's, you're spending $2,600 for 2 weeks at a hotel. And she's like, yeah, I don't owe you anything. I basically raised you. You owe me this. And she hangs up the phone on me. She hangs up the phone on me, and she doesn't answer any of my calls or my texts. And for me, it's just like, I open my heart, I open my home, because I never forgot anything that you did for me. You was always there for me. You was always there for me. But for you to steal from me your own flesh and blood?
Okay.
I'm just being a little sister. I looked up to you.
I don't care, like, seriously.
Don't you
really
have a heart? Don't you have a soul? Like,
I don't.
what type of human being are you?
In my world, it's my world. I really don't care. I'm sorry, we've been going through some things over the past few years on and off, and I just feel some type of, like, resentment. Like, my childhood has been taken away from me, and I just think that you basically ruined my life. Taking care of you, it was just like, wow, that's not fair. Why you were able to do what you wanted to do.
But I mean,
No.
honestly, we could have went to a family therapist. We could have talked about it. How did it
No.
result to you taking from me?
No.
I work hard for my money. You can't just take what you want.
If I don't want to be around her, I don't have to, and that's all I'm
But
going to
what's
say.
your deal with me?
There ought to be a way that the hostility is stopped between you two, because I'm not saying you haven't had a tough life based on what you're saying. I know, I agree, okay? I totally agree. But to take it out on her doesn't make any sense. It's not going to make your life any better. I'm not making a judgment based on how I think you ought to behave towards your sister. And I'm not for a second doubting that you obviously are angry and feel hurt. You're saying life has been unfair to you and all that. All I am saying is, regardless of what your motivation is, normally in a situation where you take someone's money, she could have called the cops.
Right.
I fine for the plaintiff in the sum of $3,400.
Can you reimburse me my life back? How about that?
How am I gonna do
Just-
that? I didn't
done.
take anything from you, Nashima.
Yeah, you did.
I still love you. You're my sister.
Okay, like
You're
I said,
my
I love
sister.
you too, but I don't like you.
You don't like me? What reason? I always looked up to you. Like, you're resenting me because of what our parents did. Like, I had no control over that. Now imagine if you was the little sister. Would you feel good?
You probably would feel the same way that I
know,
feel.
but would you feel good about me resenting you because of it?
I think I'm going to go call my sister. Thanks for watching. Now please approach the bench. The way I look at it, you have two options here. Option A, watch more Judge Jerry. Option B, watch more Jerry Springer. The choice is yours. Now get out of my courtroom. You have more clips to watch. And don't forget to subscribe.